What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Mika Chanel. I'm back with another edition of Mika Chanel is Just Saying. All right, we're talking about the Real Housewives of New York City, season 8, you guys. Oh my God, I didn't realize it was season 8. I was about to say season 6. Season 8, episode number 3, okay? I know I didn't blog last week. There was a lot going on the episode last week, but I don't know. I didn't even watch the episode until the weekend. I'm gonna get back on my regular routine, guys. I really promise. But before I get into the video, please click subscribe. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and click it right now, okay? Thank you. Now let's get into the Real Housewives of New York City, season number 8, episode number 3. Now I realized on my last blog that at the beginning I was like, oh, I'm so happy they're back and they're my favorite Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't mean to say Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I meant to say Real Housewives of New York. They're basically my favorite Housewives show. I don't know if it started out that way, but over the years it has grown into my favorite Housewives show just because they all just seem so like just they're themselves all the time. And I like that. I don't like it when I feel like people are putting on for the camera. I'm trying to fix my light, you guys. My lights are falling. I'm gonna have to fix that later. I hope it's not like really dark. Anyways, so we start episode 3 off right where episode 2 left off at Dorinda's bra party. You know, Dorinda had left out. She went downstairs. I guess she smoked a cigarette. I didn't realize she smoked, but you know, every once in a while we need to take a puff give. Well, she wasn't smoking weed, but at least I don't think she was smoking weed. She might have been, hell, I don't know. The episode aired yesterday on 420, so maybe she knew the episode was going to air on 420 and she was doing a little puff give, but I think she might have been smoking a cigarette, you guys, but whatever. So she's down there. Some other girl, I can't think of, I guess it was whoever the friend is, that's her and John's, I think is who was down there. And then Jules came down to, kind of comfort her and ask her, was she okay? And, she's just like, I can't believe Ramona would do that to me or whatever. And then the interview, Jules was just like, I can't believe these women are acting like this. Like the elderly, I can't believe the elderly women are acting like this. She was like, I thought they would act better. And I'm like, oh my God, she called them elderly, which is hilarious because I know they're older and they're a lot older than me. I'm 36. And I mean, they're a little older than me, but at the same time, I never consider them elderly just because they don't act like the elderly or whatever. And they're not, they like I said, they like to kick it and they like to have fun. So, but I thought that was hilarious that she called them the elderly. But anyways, so we know what happened last week with the whole, first Bethenny was going in on her about John, and then Ramona brings up the whole thing that John outside of somewhere they were at, and I guess John went out for a smoke and was talking about how he pops Viagra and does Dorinda for hours and hours and hours, whatever. And that really pissed Dorinda off. So she just really needs to cool down. So, like I said, Jules went down there to comfort her. And hey, shout out to Jules, okay? Because she liked my blog. Not only did she like my blog on Twitter, she retweeted my blog and made a comment. And I was just so excited today when I was on the train coming home from work and I saw it. I was like, oh my God. I had to call my husband and it's like, oh my God, you never believe that, the new housewife tweeted me or whatever. I was so excited, you guys. So thank you, Jules, if you're watching this video. I thought that was awesome, all right? That doesn't mean I'm going to be nice to you this season if you fuck up. If you fuck up, then I'm going to let you know. Anyways, let's go on back to the episode. So Dorinda comes back in and she's like, I guess she's in the bathroom. And Bethenny's trying on the bra, and the lady's like, yeah, you see how it fits nicely? The lady's trying to sell the bra. She's trying to get the party back on the road because she came there to make money. She didn't come there to listen to this fighting or whatever. And Bethenny's like, okay, whatever. You know how Bethenny is, always rushing people. Whatever, I'm going to buy the bra just for you. I'll buy the bra, whatever, So she goes into the bathroom. I'm assuming that's where the bathroom was because I could have sworn I heard a toilet flush. So I'm assuming Dorinda was in the bathroom or somebody was in there using the bathroom while Dorinda was in there. And Bethenny, is just like, she wanted to apologize and whatever. And I'm just like, this is so weird, But then they flash over to like Jules and Carol. Carol's also trying on the bra and Jules just tell her how good she looks in the bra or whatever. And then Carol had the nerve, the audacity, okay, to call Jules and to tell Jules that she was too thin. I'm sitting there like, first Bethenny tells her she's too thin. Now Carol is telling her she's too thin. These are the two ladies, Bethenny and Carol, that should not talk about how skinny anybody else is, okay? And in my opinion, all three of them are like the same size. You know, they might be shorter or taller than the other one, but at the end of the day, they're all thin. And I can't believe that Carol was saying that. Oh my God, I actually think Carol is thinner than Bethenny, you know? So I was like, oh, okay. And she actually seems like she's gotten thinner since she joined the cast. Because, yeah, I think she has gotten thinner, a little thinner since she joined the cast. But anyways, yeah, I was just really tripping off of that. It wasn't really nothing else going on between Carol and Jules. I just felt like I couldn't believe that Carol had said that Jules was just too thin. And, you know, I was like, oh, all right, girl, if you say so. If you want to look in the mirror and think that you're a little thicker than her, go ahead. Go ahead. Anyway, so then you see, like, over there that Beth, like on the other side of the room, Bethenny is basically coaching Ramona on how to apologize to Dorinda. And she's like, you know, just say you're sorry, I love you, and I'm really sorry about what I said or whatever, and the timing of it or whatever. And Ramona's like practicing, you know, and then she goes over to Dorinda and just is like, I'm sorry if, you know, if I hurt you, I didn't mean to offend you or whatever. And she's talking really, really fast. And then she walks away. And I'm like, did she just give a drive-by apology? And then like the same time I wrote that down in my notes, Dorinda had said in her interview, like, I feel like I was just in a drive-by shooting. Like, I'm on the ground bleeding. And then she walks away. And like Ramona literally leaves the party. Carol was leaving. Ramona's like, okay, this is my time to go too. And she left. And I'm just like, this party, okay, before we even get to the next part, the next half of the party, this party has so much going on, right? I mean, it was just like all over the place. Like, I mean, I guess, you know what they say about a New York minute goes like that. Like literally, these ladies have no time to waste, okay? So they need to just, they all over the place. I mean, I felt like, I had to rewind it and watch it again. Like, you know, my Midwestern eyes can't keep up with the whole New York vibe. I mean, they were moving really fast at this party, all right? Anyway, so then Jules, Bethenny, and Dorinda, they sit down and basically discuss Ramona. Dorinda says that she's that, you know, she's just really upset with Ramona, and she doesn't feel like she can stay at Ramona's house because, you know, they're supposed to be going to the Hamptons for the weekend to help Bethenny celebrate her birthday. And Dorinda, you know, she doesn't have a house in the Hamptons. She has a house in the, what is it called? The Catskills, or, oh my God, well, whatever the other side of New York is. I think it's the Catskills, but I can't quite, no, the Berkshires. I don't know why I said the Catskills. Is that where like Mike Tyson was from or something? But anyways, she has a house in the Berkshires, which is very lovely. But she doesn't have a house in the Hamptons, and so she was going to go ahead and stay with Ramona, and she's just like, I don't think I can stay with Ramona. And Bethenny's like, so what are you going to do? You know, you can come to my house. I have people staying there. You can sleep on my floor. I don't know what's going on. You know, you can do what you want to do. So they're like kind of discussing that, and then she's like, I don't want to talk about it anymore, so I'm going to call John. So she calls John, and when she calls John, like, instead of him saying hello, the first thing he says, because she puts him on speakerphone, the first thing he says when he picks up the phone is like, yeah, tell any of them bitches that's talking shit. And it looks like she tries to take him off a speakerphone, but I think what she did was she hung up on him. And then she called him back, but she can put him on speakerphone this time, okay? And then they're like, oh my God, so who's the mole? Who called? Bethenny's like, you must have been texting John or whatever. But what I think it was that chick that's friends with her and John that was down there smoking a cigarette with her. I think she called John and told John what was going on at the party, okay? That's the only reason why, because like it seemed like right when, you know, Dorinda was on the phone with John, it seemed like the chick walked behind them and the cameras purposely seemed to me focused in on that girl. I don't remember what her name was, but I just remember underneath it said Dorinda and John's friend. So that's making me feel like she's the one that had called John or texted John or whatever and let John know, you know, what was going on at the party. You know what I mean? So next thing you know, like Dorinda calls him back. And she's just telling him like, look, don't come up here. I will come to you. You know, please don't come up here or whatever. And he hung up on her. And like 2 seconds later, he's walking through the door and this motherfucker is fucked up. Okay, he comes up in there. He is like 100 sheets to the wind. Okay, fuck 2 sheets, fuck 5 sheets. He's 100 sheets to the damn wind. I mean, I don't even know what this motherfucker was on. He did a lot of tequila shots. He sniffed some. He smoked some. I don't know what the hell he did. But he was on 10. So, and then he just comes in and goes right for Bethenny. Like, you know, he's telling Bethenny that she don't know anything about him and that she's jealous because she doesn't have a man. She can't keep a relationship. And then he tells her that she stole the name Skinny Girl from the Skinny Cow because I guess the original owner, the guy that invented Skinny Cow, is like his friend or whatever, but he ended up selling it, you know. But she says that I guess John knows that, I don't know, something went down with him and Bethenny, like they were trying to do a deal or whatever. So he tells Bethenny, like, you stole that name. And Bethenny's sitting there like, are you crazy? Like, do not come after my business. What the hell is wrong with you? You know, he's like going in, okay? He's really going in. And Dorinda is just like mortified. She cannot believe she cannot believe what's going on. She can't believe that John came in there acting like that. She can't believe Bethenny is just like, she can't believe they're in this argument or whatever. And so she tries to get John to leave, but he won't leave. Like, he goes out the door and then he keeps coming in saying other stuff like, you know, let's go, we need to go or whatever. And he keeps like coming in. And so finally Jules goes out and talks to him in the hallway, and she's just like, you know, you need to you need to just kind of calm down. And he's like, I didn't do anything. You know, I just came in. And Jules is like, well, you do have that kind of personality that puts people on the defensive or whatever. So maybe, you know, just go on downstairs, have a drink and wait for Dorinda. I'm like, you don't need to be advising him to have another drink, girl, because he is already gone, okay? He is fucking white girl wasted right now, all right? Anyway, so she goes back in and Dorinda is just in there. She's crying. First Dorinda looks like she's gonna go get a drink, and then she goes and sits down and she just starts crying. Like, she can't handle it. She is so fucking overwhelmed, and she just ends up leaving like by herself. She's like, she didn't want to deal with Bethenny. She didn't want to deal with John or anything, okay? Like, I'm like looking like, oh my God, like what the hell? Like, if my husband had did some mess like that, I don't know. I mean, oh my God, I would have been first of all, I would have been so embarrassed. I probably would have ended up cussing him out. You know what I mean? Like, he just came in on 10, okay? He came in all the way wrong. First of all, you know, she told him not to even come upstairs. So he should have just left his happy ass where the hell he was and waited on her to come down. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so the next morning, Carol is taking her dog to the vet. And she calls Bethenny and she asks Bethenny, like, what went down after she left, because she saw John as she was leaving, she saw John coming into the building, and she said that John seemed a little lit, you know, a little like he was a little hyped up. And so Bethenny was like, girl, it was just too much. I have to tell you in person, girl. It's just too much right now. I don't even have the time, okay? And then they move on from that, and she asked Carol if she's still going to come to the party. Carol's like, yes, I'm going to come to your party. But she's just not all that enthusiastic about seeing LuAnn, because, you know, her and LuAnn are not getting along because of Adam. You know, Adam was dating LuAnn's niece, I think it was. And LuAnn feels like he was still dating her niece when him and Carol got together. Him and Carol both say they were not dating at the time. Like, he was not dating the niece or whatever, but I don't know. So her and LuAnn, so Carol's not, you know, all that enthused about seeing LuAnn, but, you know, whatever. Carol's, at this point, we really don't see Carol involved in too much action other than her trying to tell Jules she was too skinny. I'm like, girl, bye. Okay. Anyways, then in the next scene, we see LuAnn and Sonia. You know, they're roommates now, and so they are actually meeting up with LuAnn's realtor, who also used to be LuAnn's roommate when she first moved from Connecticut to New York City trying to be a model. And so I guess she's a realtor now. So she's showing LuAnn some apartments. So her and Sonia go look at this apartment. It looks like a really nice apartment, but I mean, New York apartments are so tiny. Like, seriously, they're like super expensive, and they just look so tiny. I mean, they look nice, but at the same time, I'm like, this is very small, okay? You know, and she likes the apartment or whatever. But then she tells LuAnn, she's like, now I'm going to take you downtown just so I can show you what's out there in your options. And Sonia's like clutching her pearl. She's like, downtown? Oh my God, no, not downtown. LuAnn is an Upper East Side girl. She is not a downtown girl, okay? But they take her to the downtown apartment, and the apartment was really nice too. It had a heated toilet. The toilet did all kind of crazy mess, you know? But when they showed the price tag, it said $22,000 a month. I said, what the fuck? God, I cannot imagine paying $22,000 a month in rent. And LuAnn says that she I really cannot wrap my mind around it right now. You know, the $22,000 a month. Are you serious? But LuAnn says that she wants to rent for now because she has her house in the Hamptons, and she's at a point in her life where she doesn't know where she's gonna land. She's right now we know that she's engaged or whatever to get married, but at this time she's just like, she just wants to, not be tied down. And if she wants a place of her own that she can call her own, she can go to the Hamptons and be in her lovely home out there. So but I just couldn't get over the damn $22,000 a month. And then, I had seen a clip that Bravo had sent in the email. It was like an outtake of them going to see the apartments, and they were riding, I guess, in the limo, and the realtor lady, she was talking about how LuAnn was when she first moved there and they first got roommates. And she was like, LuAnn used to, wear stonewashed jeans and crop tops. And she was just very, countrified. And, she had to get cityfied or whatever. And I can see that, LuAnn's a character. She really is. I like her, but she cracks me up. And she does some things that just, very contradictory of what she tries to portray in the first couple of seasons. Okay, I'm just leaving it at that. But she's a lot of fun, and like I said, I'm happy that her and Sonia are such close friends because they both crack me the hell up. Okay. Anyways, back on Bethenny, she's at her skinny girl office, and her office staff, they're talking about some event that she has coming up, and then they show her the new boxes of her chocolates that came in. And while she's tasting the chocolates, Ramona comes in, and first thing Ramona is like, oh my God, Dorinda has been texting me, and it's just really crazy. And she tells Bethenny that Dorinda has basically been texting her, telling her like her heart is broken. She feels like she's lost a friend. She cannot believe that, Ramona would turn on her like that. And so Bethenny, tells her like, you know what, John is off the chain. So she goes in and starts telling Ramona about how John was acting after Ramona left or whatever. And Ramona's thinking like the worst of it had ended when she left, but no, it had just begun. Okay. And so they both just kind of feel like Dorinda is in a messed up situation, and Ramona feels like John came in at a vulnerable time in Dorinda's life, and just is kind of what did she say? Preyed on her. It says she feels like Ramona says she feels like John kind of preyed on her. And I don't know if I would say he preyed on her or not, because I don't really know that situation. But I just definitely, like I've always said, I feel like they are just complete opposites. And I don't feel like Dorinda is in agreement with his actions like 75% of the time. Honestly, I mean, she doesn't, she just doesn't seem, she says that she loves him, but I mean, I don't know. Like, even my husband, when they at the party scene, my husband was watching, he watched the first 10-15 minutes of the show with me. He was like, ugh, that's her husband. Ugh, he's an ass, like, I don't know. They just seem like the odd couple. But Bethenny just is like, they party all the time, and maybe she likes that. I guess she needs that in her life right now or something. I don't know, but I just really don't see them being the perfect couple. Not necessarily perfect couple, but the perfectly matched couple that Dorinda likes to put on. So they go ahead and they call Jules because they know Jules is close with both of them. And they call Jules and Bethenny gets a little irritated because Jules, she doesn't want to take sides. And she wants to stay neutral, so she really doesn't want to say anything. But Bethenny just gets so annoyed and is like, oh my gosh, she's just not going to say anything. She's just going to stay in the middle. And, so I think that was very unfair of Bethenny because, she's been introduced to this group by Dorinda. And I guess, Dorinda and John are close with Jules and her husband. So it's like, don't put her in that awkward position. I'm not even really sure why they called her. I guess they wanted to get some kind of inside scoop. But Jules wasn't giving up the 411, so they got mad. Well, Bethenny got mad or whatever. But anyways, so I guess, I don't know if it's the same day or the next day, we see Jules and her husband, they're headed to their Hamptons house. They got the kids in tow, and the kids are off the chain, and Jules is trying to throw them gummy worms and whatever to keep them quiet, and the little boy is just he is screaming. He is like not happy about anything. He's not happy about life right now, okay? And Jules tells him, they discuss the fact that I guess Dorinda and John are going to be staying with them in their Hamptons home, and she's also planned a party for everyone for like their last day there. And she was making sure it was okay with her husband because their house is under construction. And, I guess, her husband isn't really all that comfortable with entertaining in the house right now. But, he's going to go along with it. So it is what it is. And then we see Dorinda and John. They're headed to the Hamptons. And I'm thinking to myself, like, you're still taking this motherfucker? Like, is he really going to the Hamptons with you? Like, there's no way he would be going with me. I'd be like, look, you're not going. Okay? I will go by myself. I will be the single lady. I will hang with Ramona, and Sonia and LuAnn are going to be there too. And Carol, everybody's basically going to be dateless except for Jules. And who else is married? That's it. Just Jules, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? So like, I don't really think that she really needed to bring John with her. And I'm just so confused as to why she's bringing John to the Hamptons, because we already know it's not going to end up good. We already know that it's just going to go way left, and it shouldn't, but it will. Okay? So anyway, so as they're driving up there, she's just saying, that she wants him to be on his best behavior, and he's still talking mess though. He's talking about Ramona, talking about she's 60 years old, getting boob jobs, she's divorced and all of this, and Dorinda's trying to explain to him, like, when you say things like that, it reflects badly on you, and it also reflects badly on her. And but I'm thinking, Dorinda, you're putting yourself in this situation at this point because you're bringing him. You don't have to bring him. Like, why is he coming with you? But whatever. We're gonna check that out later. So in the Hamptons, we see that Jules and her husband, they've arrived at their home. And it's a nice house. It's really nice. It looks like they're redoing their pool area. I don't know if it was an add-on or if they're redoing it. It's a couple of things, but overall, like, the way they were talking about it, I was expecting like a real big construction site. But it looks nice, and I don't think that it would be an issue, entertaining there or whatever. And so they go ahead, and it was so funny. Like, they go ahead and do a quick Shabbat. I guess it's Friday night because I think that's when Shabbat happens. And so they do a quick Shabbat. They don't have bread, but they have breadsticks, and she lights some candles and says whatever. I don't even know about the Jewish culture or anything like that. And I don't know exactly what she was saying, but she was saying something. And anyways, they do the Shabbat. They do it quickly before Dorinda and John get there. They were probably trying to cleanse themselves and hopefully and hope that, that the weekend goes well, because I'm pretty sure, even though they're not saying it, I'm pretty sure they're a little, put off by, everything that went down at the bra party, because I'm sure Jules told her husband what happened, But anyways, and then we see Dorinda and John get there, and Dorinda just says that, they say their pleasantries or whatever, and then Dorinda starts talking about, what happened, and she just says that she's basically more upset with Ramona than she is with Bethenny, because, she's like, Bethenny, that's just how she is. She's always, trying to tell people what to do. She's very business-minded, and, sorry, this cat was making noise. Anyways, says she's very business minded or whatever, but Ramona is her friend. She's known Ramona for like 20 years. They've been like good, really good friends, that she thought they were really good friends, and they've been through a lot together. And she feels like, you know, Ramona was really in the wrong, and she's really upset. And she's just like, you know, she loves John, and they just need to respect him, or they're not going to be friends anymore or whatever. So I don't know. Michael makes this reference to the Caesar, the play Caesar, and I think that's what it's called, right? And he's like, oh, Brutus or something like that, he says, and then Jules is just like, what the hell are you talking about? You know? And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, don't feel bad, Jules. I knew the name Brutus, but I didn't understand the scene or anything like that. And I don't think John did either. And Dorinda makes a joke, like, maybe those two need to be together and whatever. But I don't know. Like, I'm like, Jules, don't feel bad, because I ain't get it either. Anyway, so Bethenny has set up this dinner with her and Ramona and Dorinda, because she wants them to talk it out. She wants, you know, everybody to make up before her birthday party or whatever, and just, you know, they have a lot of explaining to do. So Bethenny and Ramona get to the restaurant first, and, you know, they order their cocktails, and Bethenny tells the waitress that she wants big olives and she wants 3 of them. So when it comes back, it's so funny, because they're like making these sexual references to the olives, and she's like, these olives are so tiny. And she's like, you know how, like, if you get with a man and then his penis is real small, but you're like in it and you can't get out of it, and you're just like, oh my God, this is what I have to work with or whatever. And then Ramona starts telling the story about, well, excuse me, the second guy she ever had sex with had a really small penis, and she was still having sex with the first guy that had a big penis. And it was just like, I was like, oh my God, these chicks is crazy. These chicks are crazy right now, okay? And then Dorinda comes. She shows up, and instead of coming in humble and trying to, you know, smooth things over and just apologize for John's actions towards Bethenny, she comes in guns blazing, okay? Basically tells Ramona where she can go, and basically, you know, just says that she feels like, you know, Ramona, it was not her friend. She feels like, she says she's a very private person. She doesn't talk about her sex life. She doesn't know why Ramona would bring that up in front of people. I don't think Ramona should have brought it up in front of people either. I think Ramona should have pulled her to the side and kind of said that, but what she had to say about what John said. But then like she goes in talking about, you know, and John, he would never want anybody to know he takes Viagra, so I know he didn't say that or whatever. Like, Dorinda really seems to be in denial. Like, you know, Ramona was wrong. Yes, definitely wrong. Ramona's wrong a lot. Something we've gotten used to over the last 8 seasons. But I really think Dorinda's in denial, you know, like John, if he is on a regular getting as turned up as he was at the bra party, then who knows what the hell comes out of his mouth, you know? And Bethenny even says, Bethenny's like, you need to, you know, back it up, you need to slowly roll. And, you know, I thought you were gonna come in here and apologize to me, you know, because John, you know, was wrong. And she says, you know what, Bethenny, I am sorry for that. But look, John is in my life. I make my own decisions. I'm a grown-ass woman, and I choose him. I love him. And you guys are going to either accept it, or I'm just going to have to create a relationship with you all where it's completely separate from, you know, my relationship with John. And I'm like, well, she's probably used to that because that's what she does with her daughter, you know, because her daughter doesn't like John. I don't know if she doesn't like John because of his personality. She says she doesn't like John just because of the fact that he, you know, came into her life like shortly after her other husband died. I don't know, but you know, basically Dorinda then starts crying. I think she's just really overwhelmed. And to some degree, she probably knows that what the women are telling her is true, that her and John are just not a fit. And she, you know, but she wants to have fun. She says she doesn't want to stress. She's had so much stress in her life, and she just doesn't want to stress anymore. She feels carefree with him, and he is giving her what she needs at this moment. And so, you know, everybody just needs to accept it. So she breaks down crying. You know, Ramona gives her a hug, and once it's all said and done, they agree to disagree. They agreed to be friends again. That, you know, and they kind of just make up and decide that they're just gonna get along, okay? And that's how it goes off, you know, with them just kumbayaing it out or whatever. And I don't know, like Dorinda, she's a different person when she's not with John. And I agree with her. Maybe she just doesn't need to bring him around. You know, he doesn't need to be on camera. He doesn't need to be going to parties with her when she's with the other women and things like that, because last season when she first came on the show, he was acting inappropriately, and this season he's still doing it. Like, it's only the 3rd episode and he's come out like swinging, you know? So I don't know. We'll see how this season progresses, but you know, I like Dorinda a lot. I do. I'm not fond of John. Not at all. So I don't know. We'll see how the season progresses, like I said, and that's all I have for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season 8, episode number 3. Let me know down below what you guys thought about this episode. Do you guys think that John was justified in his actions? Do you guys think that Dorinda is justified in her actions? You know, Bethenny and Ramona, they probably just need to keep their opinions to themselves, and Dorinda needs to just keep John to herself and not bring him around, you know. I don't know. I'm just hoping that this season doesn't become a I hate John season, you know, because I really like the women of New York, and I just don't want that to be the main focus of the season. So I'm just really hoping that it's not going to happen. Anyways, but like I said, that's all I have, you guys. So I'm going to end it right there. I need to go upstairs and go take my booty to bed. Until next time, stay real, stay safe, and stay tuned to Mika Chanel is Just Saying. Bye-bye.